Hey everyone, welcome to another CPL Masterclass. Today we have a Terran Masterclass with Astro, aka Chris, who is a Terran coach on Operation Indecision. Some of you may not know who he is because he does have an unfortunate time zone. He is one of the Australian players in CPL, but he has come on this morning and he's going to be able to help out some of our CPL Terran players with both TVP and TVZ. So unlike our last Terran Masterclass with Cryok, it won't be just one matchup. We will be able to see two different matchups today. Of course, we are in the second week, the grand finals of CPL. So there's not much content left coming to you guys. But I would like to say that we will still have the match of the week on Thursday at 6 p.m. EDT with Sat Zero on the Coach Pupil League Twitch. So make sure you tune into that because there really isn't very much of that left. And it's a great place to just meet the CPL community and hang out with our casting coordinators as they cast some of the best CPL League matches that we have to offer for you guys. So today we have two players playing in this masterclass. First, we're going to have Crazy play TVP against Tim. So Crazy is from Passion Daddies, and Tim, I'm sure you guys all know, he's a very good Protoss player, so a coach on Operation Indecision. And then we will have a Terran player, Death Star, who is also Tier 1, going to be playing Sigrun. So we should have some very high-level Terran matches, and Chris will be able to help these players out and kind of tell them what they can improve, what they're doing wrong, and maybe you guys can learn something from this experience as well. So Masterclass, if you haven't tuned into one before, it's basically just public coaching. We're going to watch a game. Chris is going to tell us his thoughts, and then he will be helping the players live on stream for you guys to see. So I'm very excited about this, and I am happy to turn it over to Chris, aka Astro, who will be hosting this class. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for the introduction, Strong. Alright, shall we begin the game first? And I'm gonna point out some major issues if they have things, bad things. Alright?
Oh yeah, I guess I forgot to mention we're also being hosted today by Keen. So huge shout out to him. For hosting. Huge shout. My Discord call cut, I think. Shout out to Keen for hosting the stream. He's assistant coach in Samyang Fire and has done a lot for CPL this season, so be sure to show him some love.
Right, and it's a self-build, right? Self-build TVP.
Yeah, so I don't know if you know very much about Crazy, but he is a player from StarCraft 2. So I think he switched over maybe like a year and a bit ago and played a little bit of Protoss. And then he actually only switched to Terran in like November, December of last year. And he's improved quite a bit since then. He's doing really well. There's been lots of positive comments about, especially his macro from coaches. He's very good at macro. But he doesn't have as much familiarity with Brood War itself because he played StarCraft 2 for much longer than he played Brood War. So,
Ooh, I didn't know that. Impressive. Right, so position of the barrack looks fine. It's fine position to block the zealot. If the Protoss go zealot first. Yep. And 12 scout. It's a little bit early, but still fine. Normally Terran goes to the scout at 13 after the 12 gas. Ooh, he's not pulling back the gas yet. Yeah, if you look at the SimCity, it looks very defensive. Eventually you'll have to lift the barrack first to put an add-on. Alright, so second CC coming up. Alright, so we just saw that Crazy just pulled back the gas a little bit late. As a consequence, we can see a lot of gas, more than minerals by now. So yeah, it's a little bit of a mistake for him. And the tank too. And as you can see, the first tank got caught, and he opened with the mine upgrade first. The most difficulty that the Terran experience against those upgrade goons is really annoying. Those push while there's no siege mode, and you have to take like 3 or 4 goons. So the best way is to to produce 2 tanks first, the full Marines bunker. Then you go to mine upgrade. Because that's a better way to hold those push. And there's another way to hold those push, like you go siege mode first, but those siege mode makes you become a little bit passive, so yeah, it's really up to you. If you really don't like this harassment, goons harassment, you can go siege mode and go for like a macro game, but I would say it's better to play with the mine upgrade because it gives you sight and also information whether uh, Protoss is going for another basis. Alright, we got some damage, but it's not the end yet, so it's taking third, Goliath. And usually, when you want to defend those like rework, like shuttle or DT shuttle, usually the armory and the academy should be a little bit earlier than the second factory. Normally you go academy first, then armory, second factory, along with the second gas. Yeah, that's how you normally play. And in case there is DT drop, you save your first scan, actually. And if you're not really confident with a Goliath and tank to protect, it's still okay to go armory and eBay first. Building so much turret is kind of waste, but there's only one in the main and one in the net. It's still fine. And if you see like speed up shuttle, it's better to build like 2 turrets each around your bases. Because one turret you can just pass over. Is there a second armory? No, not yet. It's already been like 12 minutes and there's no 2-1 upgrade yet. It's a little bit late, I should say. Like usually for Protoss, like diving on the net, I would say it's not really good because they have the high ground for the third. Usually they attack along with the third, so like from left to right. But yeah, in case you take the first rush like this, yeah, you're doing fine. But the thing is, even with like 13 minutes, there is no like expansion of the factories and no upgrades yet, which gives more time for Protoss to get an expansion. Yeah, so like now it's building 8 factory. Ooh, mind blown. Ooh, we got a lot of factories now. The thing is, like more than 9 factories with only 3 bases. It's a little bit difficult to run them all. So with like third base, you usually have 9.8 factories. Then add like 3 or 2 more after you take fourth. Yeah, this kind of engagement, it's not really good. I don't know why team's not attacking the fort, but yeah, the way you defend your extra bases is whether you have to focus on both sides, right? Like fourth base and your net. So what you usually do is like form a line of tanks and put a lot of mines in front, especially around the net. Or if there's much of a unit around the net, then you put mines around the fort. And yeah, this is what usually Terran feels most annoying when the recall drops while you're focusing on expansion. So after you see like arbiters coming, I mean arbiters in Protoss main, if the game gets longer, you definitely have to put some mines around your factories and command center. But yeah, Sylphid at 12 o'clock, it's not really good position for Terran to uh, take the recall. Right, GG. Alright, so do we watch the replay? Maybe I can join. Even though I can't
Alright.
join the live one.
Okay, that's what I was gonna ask.
Oh, I don't have the replay, so because I wasn't in the game.
You could always send it to him.
Alright, let me just check if I downloaded it. No, I think it will take a lot of time to find it. I'll just let you know when to pause. Alright. Hopefully 24 works for a replay.
Yeah. It's... Cool.
Alright, so while you were playing the game, I made some comments already, but yeah, the first opening, the position of the supply, barrack, and factory,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it was ideal for the Zealot push. Yeah, it's time to E5, yeah. Let's go times 2.
I'm interested to see
Maybe
what my SCV count was this game.
times 4 until the factory. Alright, so maybe times 2. Yeah, your scout is a little bit fast early, but it's
Okay.
not really a big matter. Usually, when you go like run one factory double, you go 12 gas in scout. But when you usually send 12 SCV to scout, it's usually to check the center of the silk pit, whether the Protoss is going for proxy gateway.
Okay.
But yeah, it's still fine. You get early scout. It's still fine. It's not a major issue. The
Right.
thing is, after your factory, I saw you pulled back the gas a little bit late.
Yeah. Like 140, I think it was.
And it kind of later it kind of delays your mineral supply. Actually, there
Yeah.
were at some point you had like a moment that you had a lot of more gas than mineral. Gosh, this. Alright, so for you to make it optimize, like optimize your mineral supply, what you usually do is leave 9 SCP at your main, and yeah, transfer them all, the rest.
Okay.
So normally when you go like factory double, it's usually like 6 or 7 SCPs to the net. And yeah, here, like
That was
the first tank got caught It's not really good for Terran to begin with.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's pretty hard for me to get mines down when I don't have a tank to push them back.
Yeah, like this is really annoying from Terran.
Oh yeah.
So could you pause a little bit? Yeah. So Academy first, then Armory. You know, Protoss usually go for Goon's push while hitting the bunker, and it's one of the issues that Terran feels annoying and really difficult to deal with. So yeah, usually it's really good to open with mines because it gives you sight and also prevent further reinforcement of the goons, and also to check if the Protoss is taking any extra bases. But the thing is, it's really hard to take the first push. Just like before, the first tank got caught. So usually, to deal with this effectively, you usually go 2 tanks first, then you mine up. And also it's better to have like full marine bunker. In case those goons dive, catch those tanks, you may lose like 1, but while only like 4 goons and full marine bunker with 2 tanks, yeah, you can take the benefit while they were diving. And after you take that and start with vultures, and along with us, Academy, Armory, and second factory, there should be second guess. So when you build your second factory, then yeah, you immediately have to go for second guess.
Okay.
I guess you went a little bit late because you saved a little bit from the beginning. So yeah, you had a spare gas, but yeah, usually it worked like that.
Okay.
Can we continue?
Yeah, I think that second tank will probably help with that. Also, I didn't scan when my comsat's finished. Or else I would have seen the Reaver coming.
Yeah, so you don't usually go for second add-on. Usually, in case there's a Reaper, you should produce Goliath.
Right. Yeah, that's what I usually do if I scan and see Goliaths, or see Reaver.
Right, so and this is actually not really good for Terran, actually.
Right.
Yeah, saving those scans is really good because in case there is DT drop, you have to use your scan along with Goliath. But you don't usually go for second add-on before your third. You just keep producing tanks and Goliath, maybe up to 3 or 4 Goliath. And if you scan and see no tech or fast tech with a few gateways, then you start to go second CC. I mean third.
Okay.
And yeah, especially the 12 o'clock base in Sylphid, it has a lot of territory to defend. if you see the the shape,
Right.
like yeah, 180 degrees, you should defend. So it's really good for portals to use like speed shuttle, reaver. I'm not sure if you went for like range upgrade for the Goliath, but usually to deal with a reaver, yeah, uh, the range upgrade is quite effective.
I think I got it. I don't know if I have it right now. Yeah, I thought after this attack, I think it went really well for me. I don't know. We'll see what it looks like after.
Yeah, this rush, yeah, quite good, good engagement. But the thing is, the upgrade was kind of late.
Yeah.
And also the expansion of the factories. Since you had like a early add-on tanks, it really delays both expansion of the factories and also the upgrade.
When do you usually get that second add-on?
Yeah, could you pause for a bit? So normally, you got one add-on until the third CC,
Okay.
but the thing is, you shouldn't stop those tanks. Yeah, they should be constantly produced with one add-on, and
Right.
if you're taking third command center, uh, and there's a time that after you put the 2-1 upgrade, there's a time that you go like mass expansion of your factories up to 9.
Right.
Then you go along with the second and the third add-on.
Okay.
And usually the start point should be up around 7 or between 7 and 8 minutes. Yeah, that's the time that usually the +1 attack is like the middle or a little bit more, like 60%.
Right.
Yeah, but the start point was a little bit late. Maybe it was on like 11 minutes. Yeah, so
Yeah, it was because after all that Reaver harass, I wasn't gonna hit a max 2-1 push anyway.
right.
So I kind of just like got a third factory up to be safe.
Yep, and plus those buildings like eBay and Jax, it's better to position them like outer rim of your main base or a few around your second base, third base, because especially in Silphid, it's really difficult to defend the third. So yeah, along with the SimCity, it's better to have like one uh, building floating,
Right.
and yeah. So usually it goes like this. So along with 2 or 3 factories, you take third command center.
Mhm.
After you take a 2-1 upgrade, then you go up to 9 factories. And
Okay.
in that case, you can just pause producing Goliath or Balthus. Just use those minerals to expand the factories.
Right.
But you should not stop the tanks with the one add-on, since this is it's only 150, 100 gas. So
Right.
and then after you're done with the expansion of the factories, then you go up to third add-on and go for like those minor upgrades like speed up or any other.
So do you just start open with just tanks, or do you open mines?
I usually open with mines, but like the details is like when the first factory is completed, you only put one SCB back, so total two gas, and you go command center at your net, second CC,
Mm-hmm.
and 22 supply around, 22 or 23 supply depot. Then when you hit the first tank, then you pull back. I mean, put another SCB
Right.
to gas
Okay.
to make it full. And yeah, that's if you do that along while you're taking the second tank, there's a time that hits 100 and 100 mineral and gas. And then you go mine at that time.
Okay. Makes sense.
All right. Yeah.
All right, you guys are almost out of time. You have a little bit left, like maybe 10 minutes or less. If you have like a final couple of questions or something you guys want to go over. The game and the replay were long, so.
All right. I'll just make a final comment and end the game. So I can see that you're really going for macro game. So if the game gets longer, it's really essential for Terran to put some mines around bases. Especially in this game, there was a recall at your main.
Right.
Yeah, even though you take a lot of bases and you're allowing being a big recall, it's basically GG. So yeah, mostly around the factories and command center first, those mines, and you know, and if you get more bases, you have a lot of more area to defend. So first you form a line of tanks, and maybe in this case like fourth, and still you have to focus on the net because you don't know where the Protoss is going for. So usually you put most of your units around the fourth and put a lot of mines around your net, so that if you see those mines that like main troops are there, then you can go back. So it's like really not like a turtle, but like going back and forth.
Right.
Alright, I think that's it. Yeah, those engagement, I would say, yeah, there should be a lot of mines, and tanks were a little bit behind. So
Right.
yeah, it was really hard to defend fourth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it. Otherwise, it was really fine. After taking fourth, mass expansion of factories up to 11, I think. It was really
I
good.
think I have 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And yeah, I think after losing that first tank, I was just in a lot of trouble from the get-go.
Right. Alright, I think that's it.
Alright, cool.
GG.
Thanks. Alright. Am I good to head out, or you need me anymore?
You're great. Thank you so much for playing crazy.
Alright, cool.
I hope
Thanks for
it
having
was
me.
beneficial for you. Yeah.
Yeah, I learned something. Alright, thanks,
All
Chris.
right. That's our channel masterclass on US West. It's up to Death Star, but he's like on the call, but I don't think he can hear us.
I don't care. Sofa's good.
Okay, so basically, you don't stay in the call while you play, but join the call after you finish your game.
Got it.
Oh, by the way, and in TVP in Sylphid, it's really difficult to defend the third. So it's better to use the bunker in front of your command center, and then like supply and turrets. Yeah, it will be more effective to hold those. Oh, that Bigger Box. I think I played them before. Alright, so Sylphid again. 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock it's really annoying for Terran, especially in TVZ2, because there's a lot of territory to put turrets and easily harassed. So alternative can be you go mechanic first, but the Zerg knows that you're going mech quite early. It's really easy for Zerg to play. So yeah, let's see what he'll do. Alright, 11 Rex, 12 Scout, and there's a tip in TVZ in Sylphid. Normally you can do this like when you go scouting, like 12 SCP scout. First you go like in this case 12 o'clock. You go right side of around your net, and yeah, at that timing you'll see the Overlord coming. In this case, he went directly to left, so he couldn't see it. But yeah, a little bit downside you can see the overload coming. So if you see it, that means the Zerg is located in the bottom right. If you don't, normally the Zerg is on the bottom left. So yeah, in that like that, you're most likely to get the one search. And we see that after its second ranks, he's building supply teapot. When you usually go like 18 CC, yeah, since the command center is completed before your supply blocks, yeah, you don't normally go supply teapot, but rather you go academy first after the second game. I mean after the gas. Yeah, so as you can see, even after the second barrack, there's no academy yet, which delays your attack. So now he's going for academy, while already reaches around 100 mineral. Yeah, the replay was a little bit slow because of the lower sun rate, because of me. Yeah, sorry for that. And there are some Zergs that go speed lanes, try to break the bunker or just pass over and enter the main base to harass. The position of the bunker, it would be best if it was a little bit of a closer to the command center and build a supply depot around it to make the path a little bit narrow so that the lanes cannot easily pass. Right, so we push here to force Sunkens. And the thing is, you should pull back. If you waste all of these units here, it is really difficult. Yeah, just like now. If you really go push like this, and the bio is kind of all died, it's really, really difficult for Terran to play. And yeah, the position of the turrets. Yeah, so like now, if you give like free space to those Mira, since there is no turrets around the point between the main and your net, yeah, the Mira can freely move, and eventually you have to take them with your bio. But the thing is really tricky to deal with it, only with bio. So the best or the ideal position turrets should be around the gas of your main and around your barrack, a little bit right side, like closer to the wall, and then yeah, around your second CC. Yeah, it's just like now. The bio should go run away while meeting like those Mira. Yeah, I mean, while harassing Zerg is free to have like third base and third gas. It can lead to Ultra next. And when you're suffering from those Mira harassment, usually what you do is make a move of your bio. If you have like more than 1.5 groups of them, since the Mira cannot easily deal with those like more than one group of bio, and there is no like major defense matrix from the Zerg. So eventually, if you show a movement, a push, it eventually the Zerg has to pull back those Mira to defend. Yeah, while watching with the lanes, since he knows Terran is not moving out, the Mira is free to harass or like move actively. So yeah, it's really important to. You don't have to really end the game, but show the Zerg that I'm really pushing, so that you give him like a pressure to defend. Then, while the Zerg is focusing on those bio, you on development of your tank. For now, it's really difficult to turn over. There's only 4 barracks, while he has a lot of ultra. And can I see the upgrade for bio? Marine? Yeah, 1-1. Yeah, so usually when Ultra comes up, there should be more than one upgrade. So The Ultra is kind of really fast because he didn't go for lurkers or any other units. But yeah, the +2 attack should be underway or almost completed. Yeah, so when you have like 2 starport ready, there should be around 6 barracks or 7. As you can see, there are a lot of minerals, spare minerals for that stuff. So yeah, you should really spend them. Now you can see like they're getting more, but it's kind of late, I would say. And yeah, the dropship, I think it's a good decision. While when you think that you're far behind, yeah, usual way to really look for some opportunity is a drop, but it should be like a ton drop instead of just one dropship here and one dropship there. So yeah, it's either 2 dropship at the main or even 4 dropship, like a nuclear. Those just one dropship here and there won't give major damage. So plus, when you deal with this kind of Zerg, that there's ultralisk but no, you usually form a big ball rather than just splitting up the units. You gather them, and make a big one. Then the ultra cannot easily take a fight. Yeah, but by now it's really difficult to turn the situation. Yeah, but the thing is, it's really difficult to manage those bio, because you have to use a lot of numberings, hotkeys, and along with a vessel, you have to irradiate him. Yeah, it requires a lot of 8 PM actually. Okay, GG.
One spine crawler is always big. Or sport, sunken colony. I don't know why I go for it every time. It's like you see one
Yeah, I
sunken,
know.
you're like, oh yeah, maybe he didn't make lings. No, he made lings.
Alright, let's watch the replay.
So do I hop in this game, the replay? Okay. Sorry, I'm looking for it. Where are you, game? Yeah, let me do that real quick. Wait. Chava, you're keen? Man, I'm learning a lot today. I also found out that Xeno was meme lord.
Not mine. He's non-meme lord.
Right.
Yo, Keen, I think you forgot to change the stream to the game.
Can people hear my voice in Twitch?
Yeah.
Oh, alright. Okay.
But it's still on the talking screen. Oh, there we go.
Oh, hi, Chris. I don't know if I've ever met you before or talked to you before.
Oh yeah. Could you pause? Yeah. So you started Rex double, right? 9 supply, 11 Rex, and
Right.
12 scout usually.
Yeah, 12 or 11 scout. I think I usually send it out on 11, but
And in Selfid TVC, there's a tip that you can get like first search, like one search. So while you're going scouting, 12 SCP is in 12 o'clock, like right side of your net, a little bit down, then you may find this overlord coming up, like now.
okay.
Since you strictly went left side, you might not see it, but yeah, usually
Oh, okay.
a little bit downside, right side, you may see it. So
That's a good tip.
that,
Okay.
yeah, that means the Zerg is on the bottom left, bottom right, and if you don't, most likely the Zerg is on the left side.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, and then by the time you can see the second hatchery coming up, so yeah, by the timing you can really go for 16 or 15 CC, or if you see a little bit late hatchery, then you can go like 18cc with the
Okay.
Marine.
That makes sense.
Shall we continue? Yeah, so you can see the second hatchery before the second Marine comes up. So if you see the second hatchery and realize that he's going for 12 hatch, you can actually cancel the Marine and better focus on those SCVs. That's more effective.
Okay. He actually confused me quite a bit right here by starting the layer in his nat. And when I came in here and I saw this, he was still mining gas. And so I didn't know why he hadn't started a layer, and I never went and checked the natural. So I thought he was like doing some weird ling all in, but I guess that wouldn't make sense why he'd be still mining gas. He would have stopped and pulled out of gas.
Yeah, so it's really important because the Zerg can go layer in the second hatchery like this, like now. So yeah, it's really important to keep the SCV live and see the second hatchery. So you keep the SCV as long as possible, and when your second CC is almost completed, that's the time that you transfer the SCV, right?
Right.
Yeah, around that time, you see no layer, and yeah, at that timing you pull back. You just click your own mineral with the scouting SCV, and yeah, you most likely see the second hatchery. So
Okay, that makes sense.
yeah,
So as
and
my CC's finishing, just click on my natural mineral patch and send him back through to the other natural, the Zerg natural.
right. Since if you click those minerals, the SCV can pass, right? Get through. Even the links are blocking. So yeah, most likely you will see. And if you think that scouting SCV got caught early, yeah, you can still send another one. Not really. We can go ×2. Yeah. Yeah, so like this push, I would say it's good to put pressure and force Zerg to put some somethings. But the thing is, you should never go attack. You waste this this bio right now. It's really easy for Zerg to play next.
Okay, so I've lost my first push of bio awfully. I got like one muta. What's my plan from here?
Usually you just focus on defending, and now, since you lost one group of bio, and you cannot really go out by now, right?
Right. So can we pause it here for a second, Keen? I want to ask. I have trouble on 12 o'clock finding out how to place buildings without it for mutas. Like, because if you put them in the middle of your base, then I feel like it's worse. If you hug one side, then like what he does to me right here is he kind of just hugs the high ground, or the terrain above that connects my natural and my main. So how do you put your barracks on this map? And where do you put your turrets to defend mutas at 12 o'clock? I get it at the other spawn positions, it's a little more simpler, but I feel like 12 o'clock, it's a terribly laid out base.
Yeah, so while you're playing, I actually mentioned this. So yeah, 12 o'clock is really, really difficult to handle with this Mira in TVC, because the area that you should cover is really large. And so what pros usually use, and also like the ideal position, is first around your gas, like 2-3, maybe above and 2 under,
Okay.
and like 2 or 3 around your barracks, but a little bit of down and right side.
So you should put them. The turret should be south of your barracks.
Closer to those walls.
Okay. So below my barracks, the way I have my barracks right now, I should not be building turrets above my racks. I should be building them below the racks.
Yeah, it should be.
That makes more sense, because when the mutas come, they're just gonna pick off the marines. Okay, yeah, duh. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. And also, at your second CC, the turret is kind of far, so it's better to put them closer. Since the SCP can go between those turrets. Yeah. And also, if you it's better to put turrets really close to those tip of the minerals, like the uppermost and the downmost.
Right, yeah, they're pretty far back. Like, he could have easily abused that if he noticed it.
And the thing before, when you go push, before you go push, I saw that your second barrack was posted like around 22. Yeah, that's fine. But the thing is, you don't normally go for like second supply depot when you go 1860. So the command center is already almost completed before your supply block. So yeah, that new command center will give you more supply. So instead of that supply depot, you go gas and academy. I saw you went academy a little bit late.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, instead of third, I think that's second supply. You just focus on marines and SCVs and tech, like gas and academy. Since your second CC will give you extra spawn. Alright, so turrets around your gas, around your racks, and also closer to those minerals.
Okay.
And basically, when you deal with 2-hatch Mira, you kind of get defensive, and when you have your range upgrade completed, and when you have more than one group of vital, then you go out. You don't actually have to really dive in those somethings or end the game, but it's really important for Terran to give the Zerg pressure that I can really go for it. Since there is no much sunken in bases, like the third, there's no sunkens, and also even second hatchery in his net, there's only one sunken, right? Eventually, the Zerg has to pull back the Mira if they see you coming. So Yeah, so since I mean, when there's much of a harassment going on in your main, you just don't try not to deal with those Mira with bio. You should fight them with the turrets together, and then if it's too much, I mean, if the Mira is really active, harassing your main or other places, you should go out first. But not too far, but a little bit of a front of your net, then the Zord eventually has to pull back the Mira.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, like now, this kind of spot, the Mira is really free to move, so which delayed your attack and also your push.
Yeah, I lost a lot of Marines to those mutas. And I think what you're saying, like, if I had the turrets south of my barracks right now, then I pool my Marines up above my barracks and I wouldn't lose as many.
Yeah. You mean the position? It's fine. I think that's fine.
It probably would be safer, like, up above. Like, especially where I built my science facility where I almost got that picked off. I actually canceled the radiate because I thought it was going to go down. And then I had to restart a radiate again. Not like it made a huge difference, but that science facility should definitely be up above where that eBay is building right now, I think.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, the position of the start point is fine, but like the racks is kind of a far, and maybe it's not easy for you to run them all. They are like far from each other. Yeah, but yeah, 12 o'clock, it's really difficult. The position of the buildings and also, yeah, with those turrets. That is why Terran often goes on mechanic when they have 12 o'clock base.
Okay.
But I don't normally go because if the Zerg finds out that you're going for mech really early, it's really easy for Zerg to play rich and get expansion. So
yeah, just take extra bases.
Yeah. And so now you see.
I want to ask you.
Yeah.
So he went the fast ultra build. Do you think you can fight this with double port and just Marines and good upgrades, or do you think siege tanks need to be? I guess the position in the game I'm in, I'm really far behind, and I know that. And so I think maybe just trying to get tanks and trying to take a third that way with tanks and trying to make him throw the game, basically, having him take bad engages, or do you think getting tanks is just a bad idea? Just keep spending all the gas on vessels.
The tanks usually appear when the game gets longer and while you're taking fourth. The thing is, the upgrade of your bio and the expansion of your barrack was kind of late. So by the time, I mean, before you take a third command center, and after your 2-star port is already completed, there must be around 6 or 7 barrack from you. But yeah, I think it was just 4 barracks for a long time,
Yeah.
and it slows you down to get more units. And even though the Zerg goes like Fast Ultra, if your upgrade is like nearly 2-on or 3-2 without Defiler, and if you make a big snowball, yeah, you can really deal with it. And to deal with those Ultra without Defiler, you don't really spread the units, but make a really big ball, like gather them, more than like 4 groups or 3 groups, and you just click one by one those ultras.
I
Then
just focus fire.
yeah, target fire them.
Do you think
It's
in
better.
that scenario, irradiating them is good, or should I just like dematrix, save it for dematrix for like the front 2 or 3 Marines?
It depends. So like using the irradiate when the ultra are near your bio, it's not good. It's good to use like ahead, like when they're far, and like giving extra damage, and then taking engagement. It's really effective, but like if you just use them while engaging, it's not really good. So you either use like, I mean, while you're engaging, yeah, defense matrix is better. But if you're not doing anything and you have to use the energy, you use scan, and if you see the ultra, you pro irradiate those ultra.
Okay. Yeah, I think why this looks so strong, this fast ultra build here, is losing that first group of bio just gives me no map presence and just allows Zerg to be ultra greedy, and then playing poorly with my placing my turrets poorly and having my barracks in that position. I just lost too many Marines, and that's why it just looks like Zerg just gets to do whatever they want here.
Yeah, so the major issue is the expansion of the barrack was kind of late. So yeah, before a vessel coming out, we should have more than 5 or 6 barracks.
Okay.
And then use of dropship. When you feel that you're far behind, yeah, the only thing that you can use and turn the game is drop. Good choice, but I would say like splitting them up, like one here and one there, is not really effective. So
Okay.
you look for like a megaton drop, like big drop, like a 2 or 4, even 4 dropship in one spot, which can make sort of really confusing. So while you're attacking, you can defend your bases, and the Zerg has to come back to defend it. That kind of a big drop. So
Yeah,
since
that makes
there's no
sense. Okay.
defiler, yeah, since there's no defiler, uh, even with defiler, a few units can take them, but without it, there has to be a lot of lanes and ultra to deal with it. So uh, while he's turning back, you can destroy some buildings like Ultra Terran, or like other poles, like other buildings. And yeah, so dropship, good choice, but like
Bad execution.
using one by one, yeah, that's not really effective.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, and while you're taking fourth, and you see a lot of full upgrade ultra, yeah, it's effective to use tanks. We call them Neo SKT. You know, adding Terran tank, it's really good.
Alright.
So the upgrade and expansion of the barracks was a little bit late, and the first rush of your bio, you don't really necessarily have to end the game, but just show the action, and when the muta comes up, you pull back, and you keep reinforcing the main troops with the backup. So when you have more around 2 groups of bio and the range is done, you go again, and you can also end the game if the Zerg gets too greedy, or just focusing on harassing my main. Yeah.
Okay. No, that makes sense.
Yeah. So 12 o'clock, it's not really fortunate for Terran because it's really big area to cover. But yeah, that's how you deal with that kind of Zerg.
Okay.
Right. Do you have any other questions?
No, not
Yeah.
really. What do you?
have time to do a quick live coach game if you want.
Yeah, sure.
I'm down.
If you want to play Sigrun again, and Keen can like right click on your first person point of view Death Star, and then take off Zerg's vision, and Chris can direct you on what you should be doing.
Yeah, how can I lose then?
If Sigrun's still around.
I think he's still here. I don't think it really matters.
Yeah, it's just fine. Yeah, it's up to you. Maybe I can coach through the streaming, even though there's a delay. It's not really a big delay, so.
Yeah, Discord's usually pretty quick. You usually see what I'm seeing, maybe like a second or two behind.
Yeah, we've done live coaching over Discord before. It shouldn't be an issue.
Okay, if I get 12 o'clock, Chris, do I go mech?
Again.
I'm comfortable with mech. I like to play mech. If I get 12 o'clock, maybe that's what I would do. Oh boy. Oh, what do you think, Chris? I guess
Ooh.
it would take away all the coaching you just helped me with, so let's not go mech. Let's just try to do all the things that I didn't do right the first game.
Yeah. So yeah, try the position of the turrets that I mentioned, and yeah, let's see.
Okay.
And better to build the supply depot, the upper side of your mineral, instead of around your racks.
Yeah, that first one? Okay. I got you. Yeah, that first supply, I'm so used to doing that for TVP, because I like to put that one there so you can put the...
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's just bad habit. Not good for TVZ.
What I normally do is building racks, like a little bit downside of your mineral, and the star ports are above those racks.
Okay, let's see if we can
Uh,
find this overlord that you were talking about.
Yep.
I go south here. And there it is. Look at that! Boom. Now I already know where he is. I like that.
Yeah. But like in this case, you should be a little bit right, but since you found out already, yeah, you know where he is.
Ah. So we know it's hatch first, right? So I can do one marine. I can bank my money here and take my CC.
Well, you don't actually have to go for another supply depot. You can strictly go to 15 or 16 CC because you know that there is no links, so no need for marines to come out.
Okay.
But you should never stop on producing SCV. So yeah, 16 and 17 is still fine. And
Ah.
you continue producing SCVs. And if you see less links, you don't really have to focus on the marine. Just focusing on the minerals and yeah. The barrack should be, oh yeah, it's fine. 12 racks and 22.
So we see a layer. So, oops, I need to get a supply depot. Oh no, I don't need a supply depot here. You're saying I could gas
You don't.
and get the academy right after the gas?
Yeah, the gas should be now, yeah, around 22. And academy around 25.
Like I got enough money right now. Ah.
Alright, so look at the CC, and if it's already nearly completed, you transfer. You leave 9 SCP in your main and transfer the rest.
9,
To optimize.
okay.
Yeah. Did you put the gas?
Yeah, I did.
SCP?
Oh, I need to
yeah.
put on gas actually though.
And in case the Zerg goes like a mass link, speed links, usually you put bunker closer to your CC instead of in front.
Oh. Now I'm supply blocked.
Right.
It's not good. Oh man, my medics are gonna be so late.
Alright, so focus on the supply. And yeah, the eBay around high. It should be a little bit earlier, but still fine if it's too much meta. 5, it's fine. And when the medics are out, you go push, but not till the end of the base. Just in the middle of the map, and just pull back.
Okay. I need turrets right now.
And
Maybe
you
not.
use scan and see how the Zerg goes. And if you see Mura, just start with the turrets.
Okay.
Yeah, you should pull back by now. Ooh, I think you went quite far.
No, I should have went home a long time ago.
Yeah, this... Yeah.
This is repeat.
Yeah, so the turret should be the right side, not the yeah, it should be underneath, but should be in the right
Or
side.
to the right.
Yeah. Since if you build like this, it gives a free spot for Mira to move. Like closer
I don't
to
like
the
that.
wall. But just keep focusing on doing the groups of fire. And when your range upgrade is done, and when you have more than 1.5 of groups, you go out
Okay.
and just target fire. Try to target fire those Mira one by one.
Is this okay to get factory timing?
Yeah, usually you go factory after third Rex. But if you see no hydrogen, then you can really expand like 2 more racks and just push with the massive marine medics.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
painful.
so this is what happens when you don't put turrets around your gas. So as I said, the turrets around your gas, underneath the racks, then around your net.
Oh no, he delayed my factory too, man.
So those turrets by now, it's kind of a waste to
Oh, there's Lurker.
maybe after this I can show you my replay to show you the position of the turrets.
Yeah.
When you're sealed up like this, it usually mean is you're kind of really difficult position. So you should go tank to safely break this, or it depends on your micro actually. Like a 1-1 upgrade, it takes 3 shots from lurkers. But yeah, with this kind of narrow path, it's really difficult. So
Goodness.
it's either your micro or you wait for a tank. But I don't know, the tank was a little bit late too. So
Okay, so what has he got here? Okay, so the hive is not done.
oh, you don't necessarily have to wait for the vessel. You can just
Okay.
siege mode, and if you have like spare and use them and make lurkers pull back a little bit. for you to have more space. And when the lurker comes back, you should go forward for you to have more space. Yeah, so from now on, since he has like lurkers and limbs, just focus on the engagement.
Okay. I guess I'll throw up a third CC. Yeah, I got enough money. Upgrades are probably garbage.
And now, your strategy should be denying the fourth gas.
Okay.
The Zerg can have Ultra, but without fourth gas, it's gonna be really short. So
He's probably taken the other main. No. Yeah. Okay. So is that where I need to be heading to deny that fourth base?
yeah, you can either do that or rush for the net. It is up to you, but the best thing is deny first.
Should I leave some here for like a lurker counterattack, or do I take my whole army with me here?
First, you go with the whole army. Just leave a few marines around his net, so that you can see whether he's coming for the net, your net, or your main. Yeah, it's really like handful to do that, like leaving a few marines, their bases and other spots to.
Oh no! That's not good. And there's a defiler. Got units everywhere.
Oh yeah, this is definitely difficult.
Yeah,
but
this is death.
The tip is,
And I don't even have a radiate.
Yeah, so you should cut the reinforcement. So the main should not be taking those units, but maneuver through like downside and cut the reinforcement in the middle. But yeah, in this case, it's too much. So.
Yeah, like I don't have a radiate. I don't have enough vessels. He's just gonna kill me with a defiler here.
Alright, I'll send you a map with for you to see the position of the.
Oh, I feel like that's so hard because I was like, do I move my whole army? Do I not move my whole army? I move my whole army, and he just runs in with 20 lurkers. Oh.
Right. Yeah. It's especially difficult in self-hit. Yeah, I know.
All right. Were you planning on showing one more replay on stream, Chris, or are we able to close it out?
Yeah, but it's just the same thing. all I have to say is same thing. The position of the turret should be around your gas, underneath the racks, and around your net. In this case, should be a little bit right side, closer to the wall, the ramp.
Okay.
Like odd that the meter can really move, along with the big wall around your net ramp, which cuts the backup of your bio, so which delays your push and your tech too. So yeah, it got masked from the beginning actually, but yeah, the way you saw the overload and first surge, and if you see like a 30% energy of the second hatchery, that means that it's 12 hatch. So you don't necessarily have to go like for this D-pod and Marines and S. You can go straight to this second CC and build supply at 16, and yeah, you should be fine.
Okay.
And if you do that, the racks, the second racks, and the tech will be a little bit faster. So that's how you play with TVZ. So
Okay. Well, thanks, Chris.
Just be careful with the position of the barrack. Yeah, that is it. So the tech should be after range and third barrack. There should be another factory, the factory for the tech, and factory, and then gas of the second. But
Okay,
if you
factory
see
and then
no,
second gas.
yeah, and if you see no hydrogen, and see Zerg is going for like crazy Zerg, like fast ultra, you can just skip the factory and add two more racks, like 5 racks, and just go push with a massive marine medics. Yeah, but if you see hydrogen, yeah, but you definitely have to go tech.
Okay.
Yeah, we actually had somebody asking in the chat what Terran should do to change their approach when you see Zerg going ultras and skipping lurkers, so some kind of crazy Zerg build. You just answered that, but do you want to just like repeat it one more time, just so that everyone knows that that's the answer to that question?
Yeah, so normally crazy Zerg, they go massive sunken and no lurkers, just Mura, and then directly to Ultra. So to deal with this kind of fast Ultra, since there is no defiler, you add like a few tanks to hit those sunkens, but you should really gather your bio, a lot of it, and make a really big ball, like more than 3 or 4 groups. Since there is no defiler, even with like 4 or 5 ultras, if you target fire them like each one group by one group, it's still easy to deal with those ultras, unless it's like full upgraded. Yeah, that's how you deal with fast ultra. So you don't really spread them, but just gather them, make a really big ball. That's how you deal with it. And deny fourth. Yes.
All right. Well, I think if you guys are finished, that about finishes up our masterclass for today. Thank you so much, Chris, for coming on and sharing your wisdom with our 2 CPL students. Thank you to Crazy and Death Star for playing. I hope you were able to take something away from this class. And thanks also to Tim and Sigrun for coming on and showing up our Terran players a little bit so they were able to get some advice on their games. I hope everyone who tuned in enjoyed the masterclass. Be sure to tune in on Thursday at 6 p.m. EDT on the Coach Pupil League Twitch for Match of the Week with Sat Zero. Great place to meet some people in the CPL community because there's usually a lot of folks in chat. And yeah, thank you so much for coming on, Chris. We really appreciate you teaching everyone and the audience as well.
Yeah, it was my pleasure too. Yeah. Thanks.
All right. And thanks, Keen, for hosting because we aren't able to do stuff like this without a Twitch host. So we'll see you guys all next time.